Welcome to Snookered. 15 minutes on the clock, as many snookers in that time as possible, and the twist? The balls are everywhere. So there's been a lot of call for this video. Never done this before, never seen it done before, and it's about how to get snookers and how to get out of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one red and all the colours. I'm going to use the spotted cue ball and I'm going to scatter them totally randomly around the table. I haven't lost my mind. I actually do this as a practice routine quite a lot because I think this now reflects how snooker frames often end up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get myself in as many snookers as I possibly can. I'm going to talk you through what I'm playing, why I'm playing it, what I'm trying to achieve. You'll see the spin with the spotted cue ball. And if I get myself in any snookers, like the one I've just got myself in, you're going to hear me try and talk you through how I think I'm going to escape from it, what might happen, what might not happen. Now, we could be here all day doing this. And maybe when Mark Selby brings out a YouTube channel, he might do one of these extra long snooker escape videos that could be about 4 hours long. In my best game show host voice, give me 15 minutes on the clock and let's get going. Now, I will play out of here straight away. You know, the blue being over the middle pocket isn't ideal. And if the red or any ball does happen to go in, then do you know what? I'll just throw it back on the table. So I'm snookered. Didn't know this was going to happen. It's totally random. Can't come across the side because the balls are in the way. I can't really go this way. That's not a way you would go. And that's tip number one, guys. When planning your routes using the cushions, if the first leg from here to here is shorter than the second leg from here to here, try and find a different way because the first leg should be longer than the second leg. I don't know why, but that's just the way it works. I can play this shot, but it's extremely difficult to work out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play up and down the table. I can see the contact point on the cushion is somewhere around here, and I'm not using any side spin. Here's tip number two. When you're not playing with side spin, so when you're using the center line of the cue ball will come off the cushion at an exact mirror image of how it went onto the cushion. So when you're trying to understand where you need to be striking that cushion, base it on playing with no side. So I'm going up the table, plain ball, no side spin, hopefully hitting that red. Good start. Obviously snookered myself again. I am a professional, don't worry about it. I can't believe that's happened. I snookered myself from the break off, from the start, and I've snookered myself again. Worse still, I can't go to this cushion, the yellow's in the way. I don't know if I can go, I can't go two cushions because the yellow's in the way. I may have found an extremely difficult shot to hit here. Do you know what? I'm going to have to do the same again. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to split the distance between the cue ball and red. On the tables that I grew up playing on, if you found the halfway point between the two balls you were trying to hit and found that sort of middle point there, that would tell you exactly where you needed to hit. Now, I'm not sure on these more modern tables with a slippery cloth or a new set of balls whether that's exactly right. But you can see there that cue is now pointing directly between the middle of the cue ball and the object ball. And I've put that chalk there as a reference point. Let me just see what that looks like from behind the cue ball. It won't be a million miles off. Yeah, it is off though. I know I need to hit that cue ball slightly left of that chalk, I think. No side spin. Let's see how that does. I'm going to go and get my chalk. Oh, do you know what? That missed that red, didn't it, by the same distance that I struck here. Do you know, maybe I was right. Maybe that old tip still works. But for the first time now I can actually see the red. How am I going to try and get a snooker here? One of the big keys to remembering is when you're playing for snookers, you need to think about what happens if you don't get the snooker. So obviously here I could play to put the cue ball off the red in behind the green, sending the red up towards that corner of the table. But if I don't get the snooker, if the cue ball finishes there, where's the red going? The red's going to finish near the corner pocket, and that's no good, is it? So you sometimes, as mad as it sounds, you don't need to go for a snooker off that first go. What I'm actually going to play here is trying to hit the red up onto this cushion and onto the side cushion. And because I'm trying to keep the red protected, the snooker behind the green is easier, but I'm actually going to play the snooker in behind the black because I can play that shot and keep the red relatively safe should it go wrong. So just a gentle stun, miss the pocket with the red, and feed that cue ball hopefully in behind the black. No, it didn't get there. But there you can see what I was saying. I didn't get the snooker, but I haven't sacrificed the frame. If I played the cue ball in behind the green, that red would have finished over the corner pocket. If I hadn't got there, that would have been frame over. So just when you're trying to chase for snookers, that's something to always remember. Now I'm going to play the cue ball this time off this side of the red, up the table, off these cushions, back down here, and I'm trying to get in here behind the pink somewhere. That pink is covering a very large part of the table. Oh, got that one completely wrong. Might be behind the green, you know. It's not far off. Yeah, got in behind the green. Full ball, no less. I think I can just about put enough swerve and left-hand side on the cue ball to hit here and bring the cue ball into the red. If I played this without side spin, the cue ball would do that. So I'm going to try and bend it slightly so the cue ball isn't going to be coming at the cushion from that direction. It's actually going to be coming at it more like this from that kind of angle, which makes hitting the red pretty much unmissable, he says. Get the cue in the air. Nice little swerve shot. Unmissable. That was difficult, wasn't it? Wasn't as easy as I thought it was. Right, playing in behind the pink again, around the table. Try and get closer to the pink this time. Yeah, this is better. Trying to use the pink as the blocker, but it hasn't worked. Do you know what? The way these balls have finished has just finished so awkwardly. And that's the thing, isn't it? You know, it was random. Okay, this time the only shot I've really got is to try and knock the red up and down the table. Not sure where it's going to finish. And send the cue ball across the table here and in behind the brown. This is really, really difficult. It's about half ball on the red with a bit of check side, right hand side in this case. Very hard to get enough spin on the cue ball to get it in behind the brown there. And that's what I was just talking about a minute ago. See, I've sacrificed the frame by chasing the snooker. I didn't know where the red was going. I've stuck the red. So that was no good. Isn't it hard getting snookers? It's much more difficult than I thought. Now, not much I can do here. I'm actually going to play to this. The red's going to go very close to the pot, but it's actually going to hit the pocket there and it's going to bounce away. I'm going to use the knuckle of the pocket and I'm going to try and squeeze the cue ball in behind the yellow. Bit of right hand side off the cushion, off the bump. Yeah, didn't get the angle right. And this just goes to show, doesn't it? It's not as easy as it looks. I know I was messing around taking the mickey out of Mark a bit at the start of the video, but someone like a Mark Selby is so good at this. It's very, very difficult. Red into the brown this time. And bring that cue ball back with right hand side, hopefully behind the pink. That brings the brown into a slightly better position. This is a great line. How's the pace? Great line. And got the snooker. That was a really good shot. As bad as the snooker escape was a few minutes ago, that was a really good shot. Now I don't need to use the cushions. I can just swerve around the pink. So it's jack the cue ball up. I fouled again, like I did on my 147. And spin that cue ball around the pink and hit the red. Sometimes the swerve shot is the shot to play. You know, you've just got to use the probabilities. Got to try and avoid the double kiss here. Get that cue ball off the side cushion in behind the brown. The double kiss is very much on. But I've managed to miss it. This could be good. In behind the brown. Yes. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now I can still swerve this, but it's very, very difficult. So I'm going to play off the black cushion. I need a little bit of left-hand side on it to widen that first angle, off the second cushion, and then hit the red from behind. Now you can see the spin on the cue ball. Here it comes, off the second cushion. You can still see the cue ball spinning. And knock the red up the table. Don't think the red pots past the brown. Now, need another. How do we get in behind the brown this time? Not easy this time, because if I play this with enough pace to send the red up and down the table, the cue ball won't stay behind the brown. So I either risk leaving the red in that same half of the table, or I have to play something else. I think what I'm going to play is the cue ball in behind the yellow. I'm going to play the red onto this side cushion and back into the middle of the table. Meanwhile, the cue ball off the red to the cushion here. The right hand side just widens the angle slightly. Cue ball down between green and yellow. Over the black spot would be perfect. And into here behind the yellow. That's what I'm trying to play. Let's see how close we can get. The cannon on the brown was accidental, but I got the line absolutely perfect. Quite pleased with that one, if truth be told. Now, I think, just having a look here, I think there's a simple one cushion escape. That's the other problem with getting snookers. To really force the mistake from your opponent, you might have to lay quite a few. Two cushions here actually, in behind the red, knock the red down the table. And that's good. Very awkward situation of the table these balls are finished in. Wish I could have another go. Let me know in the comments, guys, because a lot of you were very interested in this. You know, I wouldn't have naturally thought about showing you guys this, but remember back when we started the channel, we said, you guys get stuck in, let us know what you want to see. And so many people wanted to see how to get snookers, how to escape from snookers. Let me know down in the comments whether you want me to do this again, because you know, I'm enjoying doing this, but only if you guys are enjoying watching it. So let me know, get stuck in, tell us what you think. No idea how to play this shot now. I think the only shot I've got on really is to try and dump the red off the side cushion down here somewhere and hopefully get cover off the cushion with the cue ball behind green and yellow. Need the red to pull up. Pull up. Oh yes, that's worked out nicely. That has worked out very, very well. Now it's a simple one to hit, of course. I can just go off the cushion. But you know, it was a good shot nonetheless. Sometimes there's no need to send the balls whizzing around the table. Sometimes the right shot is almost too easy. It's too innocent. You just don't see it. You know, I know a lot of players there who wouldn't have seen that shot. I nearly didn't see it. So don't be frightened of just, you know, having a look. Nothing really to do here but off the cushion. Try and hit this a bit harder just to get separation between red and cue ball. Get that cue ball, well, so the red, get the red away. I mean, I very nearly got the snooker behind the pink, knew nothing about it. And that's some part of the game as well. Sometimes getting out of a snooker, you can snooker your opponent. Just got to play a gentle swerve around the pink. Nothing too drastic. You can see the spin there helping. Very nearly potted the red. Not easy to keep the red out here. Very, very awkward actually. You would think that any contact on the red, if I come this way, if I hit the cushion here first and then hit the red from this angle of attack, you'd think the cue ball has to go in the pocket. But if I go this side first and hit the red that way, it's the way they're set up, it's tough to get much separation. So, you know, this is all about risk and reward. There's nothing to be gained through hitting the red direct. I can't really do much with that. Yeah, this is an awkward one. I'm going to risk going the other side. I'm going to play this with screw. What I'm trying to do here is trying to come off this cushion. I'm trying to hit this red full in the face from this angle. I want to hit the red there. If I hit the red slightly to the side, the cue ball goes in the pocket. But I'm playing it with backspin. So one, when it hits this cushion, it'll encourage the cue ball to come this way a little bit more and hit this red, this side of it, to take the pocket out of play. And also, if I do catch the red full in the face, the cue ball will stop dead. So that's why I'm playing it this way. This is very, very difficult. I've even gone with the full American loop bridge. That's how hard this one is. Well, in the end, I got the double kiss. Could be behind the brown. Could be behind the brown. Hello? Hello? Oh, you'd take that, wouldn't you? Goodness me, how lucky was that? Oh, I might have to change my nickname at this stage. I wonder if Stuart Bingham would sell me the nickname Ball Run. Because after that shot, I might have to think about changing it. Now, the swerve around the brown isn't really on. This is really, really tough. Goodness me. And we're automatically back to what I said at the start about the first leg. I've got no option here. The first leg of this escape to here is obviously shorter than the next two. But I've got nothing else to play. It's also very hard playing a shot like this where the object ball isn't in my natural line of vision. When I'm playing this, I can't see anything that's happening down there. So I've got to take one good look at it and judge it. This is all about judgment. Cue ball here, here, and somewhere over the blue spot to cannon into that red. A trick here, a tip that I can give you is to try, and when it's a shot like this, when it's awkward, maybe try and shorten the shot as best you can. You know, so for instance, if I'm playing one cushion, two cushions, and down there, if that's my shot, actually, just when I'm thinking about it, if I just try and make the cue ball go there, if I just play that shot and let that bit take care of itself, then if I want to, I can, even when I'm stood behind the cue ball, forget that one on the side cushion for a moment, but if I know that that goes to there and that's my route, I can actually then pick something that's from here, something that's on the line of the shot. Might be a little chalk mark, might be a little finger mark. Oh, there's the stopwatch of death. That means we've got to stop. I am going to have just one go at this shot though, because going from there, trying to see something shorter here. Cue ball wants to hit that cushion near to where the line hits the cushion, and it might be somewhere near the red. Come on. Somewhere there, across the blue spot. Go on, go on. Oh, but you could see how I was thinking there. Those long shots, those awkward shots, make them a little bit shorter. Yes, I was trying to hit the red, but I was also trying to hit there and then try and make that a bit shorter. Guys, as I say, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know, because this is something that I'd be very happy to do again. There was lots of call for this video, as I said earlier on. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.